Welcome to the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. We discuss 6 questions in 9 minutes because leaders know how to be concise. We'll go ahead and jump right into it. First question, in a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
So my name is Ninfa Cabello, and I'm the owner of Luna Soul. We're based out of Puerto Rico, and for the past 7 years, I've been exclusively consulting with Madrivo Media, which is based out of Vegas. I head up their business development team, and though I can bring in any type of business for Madrivo, the majority of my time is spent coaching my team, working with advertisers, and our goal is to help brands acquire new customers.
Fantastic. I like that perspective. That's great. Well, question number 2, what's the best thing about working with a team?
For me, I would say that the outcome and creativity. So getting to your goal faster, building close-knit relationships along the way. When you work with the team, you get to learn other perspectives and you're able to see so many different ideas that sometimes you're in the weeds so much, you really don't get to see it. So having somebody else there giving you their perspective, it really makes you look at things differently and hopefully learn and grow from it.
That's great. I love that. Question number 3. I've heard from other leaders of teams that it can be a challenge to get team members engaged. What are your thoughts?
It's a good valid question, or statement to make. For me, it has to do who is on your team, who you hired, and if you have their buy-in. So if your team doesn't really believe in what you're doing or stand for, of course, it's going to be a challenge to motivate them. But if your team, if they're just not engaged, you need to look at every team member and then see if you have the right person for the right seat. You have to make sure you have great people. You want them to be successful. So you may have to move people around. And as a leader, you just have to keep looking at your team over and over again, making sure you have the right people in the right seat to make sure that they're motivated, to make sure that they're in the right spot.
That's a great piece of advice. Thank you. Question number 4, what other piece of advice would you like to share with leaders of teams?
Oh man, there's sometimes so many things that it's hard to pinpoint to one. I would say for me personally, it's having open communication and being super honest, making sure you have a game plan and that everybody on the team knows what the game plan is. Having KPIs, making sure your team, because there's always a big team and then there's a little teams, within the bigger team. So you have to make sure that everybody's goals are aligned with the big company goal. And I think those are one of the, few little things that are the most important for me whenever I'm working within my teams.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Question number 5, what other successful team leaders, such as yourself, would you like to recognize or highlight as people that have had a positive influence on you in your life?
So this person is not well known. It's not like saying Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates. This person is called Spencer Horn. He is a person that I would personally recommend. He actually works with us at Madrivo and works with our team to better communicate, gets you out of your comfort zone. He challenges you to think about things differently and to do things differently, just not to go with the status quo. He's based out of Utah as well. So I think that he is a fantastic person that would help any team be better.
Great. Thank you for that. I appreciate your recommendation there because anybody from Utah, I'm always happy to talk to. So that's fantastic. Well, last question. Tell us a little bit about your first job.
Wow. So my first job, I was 14 years old. I worked at McDonald's. That was my first one that I've ever had. But I would say that it really did help me learn how to deal with the team, how to work with the team. It actually gave me my first KPIs because we had to have customers in and out of the drive-through line in under than 2 minutes. So I didn't realize that they were KPIs back then when I was 14 years old, but definitely the first place that we had to meet certain goals and timelines and all of that there.
What great lessons at such a young age, right?
Right.
Very good. Thank you. Ninfa, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast today. How can people find you?
So my email address is ninfa@madrivo.com, and my first name is spelled Ninf as in Frank A. You could reach me via email there or LinkedIn. It's just my first name and last name, Ninfa Cabello, Cabello.
Great. Thank you so much. This is Sean Richards with the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. For more ideas, you can find us on LinkedIn by searching Blue Sky Business Consulting. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great day.
Thank you.